What's up, everybody, and welcome back to an all-new, finally, Brent watches Babylon 5 for the first time, but except this time I'm not watching Babylon 5, I'm watching Crusade, Babylon 5 spinoff series. We've only got 2 episodes left. This is episode 12, or at least as we're doing it, it's episode 12, Well of Forever. My prediction last time. This is the cousin to the Guardian of Forever over in Star Trek, which means it's a time travel episode. Woohoo! We haven't had one of those yet here in Crusade. So, hey, 13 episodes. Let's get one in before we send the crew off packing, you know? Yeah, man, I'm so sad. So sad this show's coming to a close because I've really enjoyed this show. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this show. While you guys are here, please be sure to like the video, subscribe, share, all that sort of stuff. And if you're interested in full unedited reactions to this video, or really any of our episodes in Crusade, or Babylon 5 for the first time, or you want some stuff like from Stargate that Jeff and I are doing, you want Jeff's reactions, you want to find out how you can hang out with Jeff and I, how you get access to our Discord, join us for live recordings if that's what we do, any of that sort of stuff, head over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Babylon5. First, you can get all that information over there about how you can do all sorts of stuff to hang out and connect with Jeff and I and get access to all sorts of cool stuff that we don't get here on YouTube. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this episode, Well of Forever. There it is. That's a Psycor logo on the thing.
Only one telepath can watchdog another.
Watchdog.
It's like internal affairs of a police force. Promotion and advancement are tied to finding other people breaking the rules.
Promotions and raises are based on whether or not they catch other people.
Hours.
If there's anything I can do, if you want me to talk to him on your behalf,
No, thank you. I appreciate that, but...
I like Gideon sticking up for his dude.
All right.
I really do. Is that Mr. Jones? Mr. Jones. I did see the Psycor badge on his chest. Oh, Galen's here. I remember having this thought with Babylon 5 for quite a long time that I really had no concept of how the station was laid out. Like, where are we at any given time? Like, where in the station are we? And I realized I still don't really have that with the Excalibur. Like, when we're in that big, long, like, subway tunnel thing, obviously that's the big tube that's going across. But, like, I just noticed a thing that they were kind of pushing the camera into that's like above the tubey thing, which might be where the bridge is, which I've never thought about. Where is the bridge on this craft before? Or I kind of like Babylon 5. I'm not really sure where things are located on this ship.
It's right here.
It's a
to
rock.
the untrained eye, just another rock.
My untrained
But
eye.
in reality,
A glowing rock. I like glowing rocks. Whoa. A projector.
it took me years to find it.
That almost looks like a model of the known
So,
universe.
shall we go?
He's so excited.
The Well of Forever.
There it
The
is.
focal point.
So you have a magic rock that provides you with a mystical place that is a metaphorical book that gives you answers to questions that we haven't asked yet, and you want us to spend days in hyperspace.
That sounds amazing. Yes. I would love to do that. Yes, let's go.
Has anyone else ever found this Well of Forever?
Absolutely.
No one's ever lived to come back, though.
It's just that no one has ever returned.
Told you. I know how these write.
Consider it an adventure.
There you go. There you go. Oh my gosh. All right, I feel like I'm gonna like this episode. I do. I dig the beginning of this episode so far. I really do. I hope it stays because I could really like this episode. I hope it's a comedy. That'd be so much fun. But seriously, that Well of Forever, it sounds like, you know what it is I saw Moana 2. I've seen it twice already. As we record this, Moana 2 just came out like 4 days ago. Parent of small children. In Moana 2, there is an island, a new island that they're looking for called Motufetu. It's not a spoiler alert. It's in the, well, maybe the name, but unless you speak the language, you don't even know what that means. But this Well of Forever place kind of sounds like what Motufetu would be in Moana 2, if you've seen the film. Otherwise, if you haven't, go see the film. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Isolate navigational systems.
What is he doing? What was he reaching behind his ear for? Like, is there a control button back there?
Well, I was taught two things growing
I just
up.
saw this episode was directed by Janet Greek,
One,
which should
don't
be
go
good.
looking for trouble unless you know what you're going to get out of it.
Dealer takes 2.
5-card draw is such a crappy game.
Doesn't that bother you?
That is not a well shuffled deck.
Straight. Queen high. What's the second thing you were taught?
Never gamble with a thief.
Whatever. Whatever.
That's a good trick, considering one of the cards that I tossed away was the Queen of Hearts. Show me how to do that someday.
If we live that long.
I love that. That's fun.
You know, Lieutenant, you've become something of a role model to a number of telepaths back home. So you will understand that we need to be even more strict, even more thorough, given your position.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Just try and relax.
Uh-oh.
No one likes deep skin.
Do we know what psi level
Painful.
Matheson is? He's got to be 12, right? Or more?
Sometimes even embarrassing.
Damn it. You have no right.
My job gives me the right.
What does it actually feel like? I wonder what it feels like.
At the
when your
moment, you
mind's
would do
getting
well
broken.
to be more concerned about your job, Lieutenant.
Is it the so-called Well of Forever?
It's jellyfish. It's jellyfish. Are these the jellyfish from TNG?
They're called the Fen.
The fin.
They won't do anything if we stop engines and just drift through them quietly.
You're sure?
Yes, of course.
I like that he laughed in his face.
Status?
One of the creatures has latched onto us and is reeling us in.
This is what is this? What's the big squid one? Nemo? 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea?
I think it's safe to say that we're not being consumed.
If it's not eating us, what's it doing? No, it's not. It's mating with us.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Are you
It's not
serious?
exactly the first contact situation that I'd envisioned, but
Oh my god! Are you serious? The Excalibur does look like a big phallus. I ain't gonna lie.
Power to thrust.
thrusters. Oh, Captain. You're giving it all the wrong signal.
Pull us away. Galen, if that thing has gotten anything on my ship, I'm... You didn't stick around for the pillow talk.
Oh my gosh!
Captain, the longer we're out here, the worse things could get.
I'm starting to wonder if you're right. Maybe this was a mistake.
Probably. But I don't think we should turn back. Not yet.
I mean, we're supposed to understand Galen was hearing what they were saying. They weren't just showing him walking there, right?
Yes?
Captain, we'll reach our destination in a few hours. There's nothing there, sir.
Thanks for the bad news. And
That's not the way you hang up on a phone call with a friend. Thanks for the bad news. Click. Like, really? If phone etiquette is a
I was
thing.
just coming to see you.
It is impossible for you to change course until I turn control of the ship over to you again. The well is here, somewhere. We cannot go back until we find it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
The ship is not entirely under your control.
You told me that we were the only people that you trusted. What could possibly make you betray that?
That's a good question.
A promise.
Mm-hmm.
One that I must keep, no matter the cost.
Okay, here's the thing. I really get Gideon in this spot, and Gideon's absolutely right. Galen is 100% wrong here. No doubt about it. But just as much as Gideon is saying that Galen has earned the trust and owes the trust to the Excalibur, that also goes the other way. Like, if Galen considers the Excalibur family, the Excalibur really should consider Galen family. I know we do. Like, he's a part of the crew as far as I'm concerned. You know, I know he's not technically, but he's on the DVD cover, right? Like, they should be backing him here as well. Like Gideon, I get Gideon doesn't like having the wool pulled over his eyes, and they can have that conversation of like, dude, you can't do this in the future. We've got to do this. But if it's that important to you, then it's that important to us. Almost like a Timon and Pumbaa thing, like from Lion King, you know, where he's like, well, if it's that important to you, Simba, then I guess we're with you. We're with you till the end, right? Like it almost should be like that. So, but I get where Gideon's coming from. Like nobody, this is mutiny. This is wrong what Galen's doing, but that relationship really needs to go both ways. And this might be the Star Trek guy in me coming out and talking, you know, but again, that's a part of how I think we should live life. You know, this is a commentary on how things should be, not necessarily how things are. And I think what we're seeing here is how things are. You know, and honestly, Gideon's being really nice right now because he is well within his rights to do stuff to Galen, although Galen probably isn't worried about that being a technomage. So, all right, let's find out what happens. Actually,
What if we do find something out there?
We'll send out EVA teams and investigate, whatever it is. You want to head the expedition? Listen, if you've never been into hyperspace before, you should go.
I wish I could. But exposure to hyperspace increases a telepath's abilities. In here, the shielding on the ship helps keep out most of the telepathic boost. But if I go outside...
does it
even in an
only
EVA suit,
increase
there's no
their
telling what might
abilities
happen.
while they're in hyperspace?
I could casually scan all of you with just a glance.
I guess there's always a price to pay for something.
Coming up on a dense hyperspace veil, Captain.
That thing looks so weird.
Galen?
Oh, dang. He straight up left, huh?
All right, I'm going after him. The rest of you stay put.
Matheson is going out there.
Can't hurt to run.
That's a civilization built on there. Oh, my. That thing looks like a prop out of Indiana Jones. I mean, we got a Ghostbusters prop a couple weeks ago. We got an Indiana Jones prop this week.
You won't believe this. Steel, iron, nickel, deridium hybrid alloys all worth millions across known space. Whole caverns of jewels and metals. It's a treasure trove.
That is not a treasure trove. It's a mausoleum. Those caverns and monoliths are gravestones that mark the passing of a highly advanced race or
Oh,
culture.
okay. There you go.
It's a place of glory, a place of memory. Most of all,
Well.
a place of goodbyes.
Grave robbery is a thing.
Yes?
That's an archaeologist's dream, though, you know?
Now will you tell me what's going on?
Is Galen burying his dead girlfriend?
Her name was Isabel. Every
Oh my
technomage
God.
knows the 14 words.
So that medallion, as he was, I just want to talk about that because give you the thought process going through my head because I realized that happened so quick. She's talking about this being a graveyard, being whatever, and he's sitting there and he's taking this thing off his neck, and like that clearly looks like that could be like a container for ashes or for some sort of remains. And I was like, is he burying his? That would make sense why he's here, unless this place is supposed to resurrect her.
It's difficult to explain the kind of relationships that define our order, but she was my love. To the breadth and depth that my soul can reach. And
He's a
second to
poet
this place,
and didn't even know it.
I promised her that somehow, someday, whatever the cost, I would take her here to rest.
Yep, he came here to bury his girlfriend. This has a lot of similarities to me to the Ponfar episode between Spock and Kirk. Nope, not that. Actually, yes, that episode as well. But the Menagerie episode as well, when Spock takes over the ship and has to go out because he has this promise to maintain. It's very
No more
reminiscent.
to clothe and eat.
That's sweet. It's sweet. I bet Jeff hated this. I bet he hated this. I think it's sweet.
Well, not.
Dorina, you busy?
Not terribly. What?
I've been thinking.
What if she was like
I need
changing
someone to
or
do
something?
a favor for me. Someone absolutely single-minded. Well, it's not for me, actually. For Lieutenant Matheson.
Name it.
Uh-oh. What's Dorina gonna do?
Captain.
Wait a second. What is it today?
I wanted to warn you. There's a bomb on board.
Don't be ridiculous.
She's willing to kill all of us to get revenge for something or other.
And how did you hear about this?
Well,
He set a trap. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
You said certain people should be held to a higher standard. What is the standard for a watchman like you, Mr. Jones? Or more to the point, what are the penalties?
I love it. I love it. This is so Sheridan and Sinclair. Jay, oh my gosh. They should be held to a higher standard. Aww. It's his friend.
Beautiful.
Oh, we're back in the gym. We're in this place.
I'm leaving again for a while. I wanted to know if I should bother coming back again.
You saved my life 10 years ago, Galen. And several times since. I owe you. Further, your importance to the mission far outweighs the offense, so I'm not going to put it on the record, but it was wrong.
Yeah.
On a certain level, perhaps. But on a higher one, I fulfilled a promise.
He's
and
not
I give
getting
you
it.
another. I will never again betray your trust. If I honored one vow, then you know that I will keep this one.
This one.
I carried out her last request, honored her memory.
That's good enough for me.
If it were
honestly.
you, wouldn't you do the same?
Honestly.
I've already made that promise, times 300.
Then when the time comes, I will help you keep yours, as you have helped me keep mine. Perhaps then we can both forgive ourselves our common crime.
What crime?
Being alive.
Oh my word. I'm not even gonna write that one down. That one's just dumb. Okay, wrap up the episode.
I'm
Holy
leaving
crap.
For a while.
You said The Well of Forever was an open book full of answers for those who listen. Well, we were there, Galen. Where were the answers?
For Max Eilerson, the question was, is there anything in all the universe that I cannot have? That answer has been delivered clearly and unequivocally.
Lieutenant Matheson? He would have had his answer too, had he gone to the well with Gideon.
Matthew did receive his answer.
What about me?
You?
Look, I don't like having to trust anybody because I'm always disappointed. But just once, I'd like to know that I could actually trust someone.
I think you've received the answer to your question, Darina.
But what about your question, Galen? Did you find your answer to why?
That one may take a little longer.
Interesting episode. I enjoyed this episode. Another episode that had a bunch of endings to it. But that conversation at the end, even though I was like, oh God, that's a very interesting thing because we go through these people. This whole show is based around these questions of who are you? What do you want? Where are you going? Who do you trust? And who do you serve? Right? So he names these 5 questions at the end. Eilerson, is there anything I cannot have? Or what do you want? Matheson says he would have had his answer had he gone. But what was the question? Is it maybe who do you serve? Then Gideon said he received his answer, but he wasn't listening. Is that maybe, who are you? Or possibly who do you trust? Galen's question was why? Why are you here? Right? She just said why. She didn't finish it, but why? Why are you here? Did he get that answer? So I really wonder, like, did those correlate with those 5 questions? That'll be something to dive into. I want to think about that a little bit more and see. Anyway, good episode. Good episode. I really enjoyed it. I think Jeff probably hated this one. Just going out on the limb. I'd be happy, tickled to death if I was wrong about that. But we'll find out. You guys come back on Monday. Jeff and I'll get together. We'll find out if I'm right. If he hated this episode, we'll dive into these questions. I think that's a really interesting thing. I want to discuss that a little bit more. So with that, I'm going to get out of here, you guys. Thank you. Please be sure to like, subscribe, share this video, and go to Patreon to get all the other stuff. Link in the descriptions down below. Thank you guys so much. We'll catch you guys next time. Take care.